What's going on, everyone? Toned up here. So I have been spending a lot of time in my yards. So I just want to do a video update on my fruit trees that I plant throughout the years, and some of them I just plant recently. On this side of the yard, I have a few pomegranate trees, and I didn't want them to grow too big as far as too many branches sticking out. So what I did is I cut down some of the branches. You can see right here, and I took those clippings and one long clipping I'll cut into like maybe multiple pieces, and I'll just stick them into the ground and just keep the ground moist, and I will have more pomegranate trees. You can see I pretty much stick them everywhere in my yard right now, and that's all you need to do. That's one way to make more trees without spending any money. Here I have a couple trees that belong to the plum family. They don't produce fruits. So what I did is I went and chopped them off. I kept this one right here. I chopped that one off and I graft. I'm experimenting, so I'm grafting a cherry blossom onto here. So as you can see, the leaves start to come out right now. So we'll see what happens. Here right next to the fence, I got I think a couple of pomegranate trees. I think they started out from the seedlings. Here I have a pear tree. This pear tree produces I think 4 different kind of fruits on it. So it's a pretty old tree. And so what happened is that you got a piece of the roots is growing this direction and start to pop up, and there's a new plant coming out here. This is a root stock, so if you let it grow, it won't produce any fruits. So since I don't have Asian pear trees, so what I did is took a few branches and I grafted to them, and down the road, this will produce Asian pear fruits. Here, these are my raised strawberry planters. So they all filled with strawberries plants right now. Last year I forgot to water them. It got so hot that they all died out. There were some fruits on some of the plants, and I just let it alone, and somehow like there's like enough seeds in there. Now I got tons of strawberry plants and a lot more small ones that you can't see right now too. So this year I expect to have a lot of strawberries. Here I have 3 cherry trees. They're probably a few years old, and I did not pay for them. They all started out with, with the little root stock, and I graft a branch of cherries to it, and now they're this size, and they've been producing fruit for me ever since. And one thing about cherries, the rootstock that you use, they will emerge from the ground and start growing all around your cherry trees. Here I have a couple of plants popping up from the ground. This is the roots of the cherry tree, and if you don't do anything, just like the pear tree, you're gonna have a tree popping up here and it won't produce any fruits. So what I did is I'm gonna take a piece of cutting and I'm gonna graft it to these wood stock right here. Then we'll have cherry trees. For example, like this right here, I grabbed 2 branches to it, and you can see the leaf is sprouting out right now, and they took. So I just leave it alone, and they'll grow into a cherry tree later on. If I want to, I can dig them out and plant them somewhere else. So with the trees coming up from the roots, they call them root stocks. So basically, you have unlimited supply of cherry tree you can graft. So if you have the space for it. Here I have another pomegranate tree. Started with just a piece of branch I just stuck onto the ground. Got very big now. Here's another one right here, a little smaller. This is probably like a year old. Oh, by the way, I lie about not having Asian pear tree. I got one right here. I forgot all about it. But this one doesn't count because it has not produced any fruits yet. But it's such a flower right now. So what happened was the bottom part is grew from a seed and it doesn't produce fruit. So I got a branch and I grafted to it. Now we took and it looked pretty healthy. And I have more cherry trees over here by the fence line. You know you can never have too many cherry trees. These are a few years old and I got a lot of fruits from them every year. I'm not sure my camera can capture them, but the tree is filled with little cherries. And I think I got veneer and Bing cherry trees all around me. Let's go ahead and take a look at my horrible grafting skill. It's not a pretty graft, but hey, it took and the tree doesn't notice the difference. And right now the trees, is producing fruits for me to eat every year. So hey, I'm not complaining. The tree's not complaining. So here I have a couple of mandarin and lemon trees. I use a different technique. It's called air laying. Uh, how I did it is, you find a branch from the mature tree and you just stick up the skin and you wrap it with potting soil, and later on the area you wrap, the roots will come out. Then later on you just snip it off and transplant it elsewhere. And by doing this way here, you produce the exact copy of whatever trees you take it from. So here you got a lemon tree. The flowers smell very nice. So I want to plant some more citrus around my yard. My bees, they enjoying the all these flowers around my yard. Here's a peach plant that I grew from a seed. Here is another mandarin tree that I air laid. So there's a lot of new growth in it. So one thing to be careful is like make sure the slug doesn't get to the new growth. It will eat them up and causing the plant not to grow. So I recommend go to your local garden supply and get some slug snail pellets and just sprinkle around the bottom of the tree. Here I have a persimmon tree that I'm trying to graft. I'm not sure it takes or not, so I'll come back and check on it in a couple of weeks. Here's a cherry tree I grafted recently, and right around the other side I have a peach tree. I think I grafted apricot and nectarine on a couple of these branches. I can't recall. Here's a loquat, grew from seeds. and both of these loquats here, they grew from seeds. They're quite big now, and they have a lot of fruits on them. I'm trying to make use of all the space I have in my yard, so I grow fruit trees everywhere that I can. So here I got another cherries I grafted together. So I encourage you to do what I did, plant as many trees as you can. Just need some time and patience. Doesn't cost you nothing, and the end result is, it's pretty satisfying. And on this fence line, I got all these peach trees right here. They all grew from seeds, and they got a lot of fruits on them every year. And if the fruits fall to the ground and a new plant start to grow, and I'll move them somewhere else, and I'll have another peach tree. So it's an endless supply of peach tree. And another thing I like, when you got friends coming over and it's right season, they go out there and pick, fruits, and we all have a blast, And these trees right here, I mean, every year they produce fruit, so they're always producing something to give to you. So it's a good thing. So you should go out there and plant some fruit trees. Here was a cherry rootstock that I forgot to graft. And it grew to like 7 feet tall. I had to cut it down. Maybe next year I'll graft something to it. Here I have a couple of fig trees. They're pretty easy to grow as well. So I would say about 90% of the fruit trees in my yard, I didn't go to the store and buy them. I either graft them or got it from someone that have, some cuttings. And so here's another lemon tree. So learn how to duplicate your plants. A lot of time you already got one plant, you can actually make more of it. So along the fence line here, I got grapes right here. They started out with just a piece of cutting and stuck onto the ground, and they grew to become this size right here. So we got some more free plum trees right here. They're about like 4 years old. So if you find this video motivating and you want to go out there and plant some fruit trees, go and click the like. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.